Thanks for the support as a channel member, John Salona. It's FA Cup second round day, boys and girls, and we have the opportunity to make it into the third round of the FA Cup for the first time in the history of this football club. We probably won't, because we're facing Luton, who are right at the top of League One. But still, we might. Hello and welcome to part 12 of Bourne Again. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have the FA Cup second round game at home against Luton, plus a league game at home against South Shields. One of 4 consecutive league games across 3 competitions. The world is strange. Since you were last with me, everything had been going well until we lost to Warrington. If we get the good old LOLLUJO view on, that constantly disappears and ruins my brain. You can see Luke Plange still scoring occasionally. I mean, he's not exactly scoring for... Okay, 7 goals from 7 starts. That'll do. But remember, 4 of them were in the same game. And this is what the league table looks like. We are top of the league, but level on points with Macclesfield. Halifax are 3 points and 1 game played behind us as well. So it's very tight at the top of the National League North at the moment. Nathan Mariah Welsh in 3rd place on assists. Zach Brown 3rd place for average ratings. And I think there's even been a little bit of transfer news since the last episode as well. Jago Lott going out on loan, which I think I told you about. But the big one, we have a club record sale. Joe Riley has gone to Stockport for £13,500. The reason for the new contract is finally revealed. We brought him in for a free, played him 8 times in a year and a half, and then sold him for an enormous £13,500 and have replaced him with another young loanee. Simon King is a right back who can also play all over the defence. On loan from Rotherham till the end of the season. Another one who's not costing us anything to play. And off the back of that, having his £525 a week salary disappear and be replaced by nothing, we were able to free up some cash to bring in Kyle Bartley on a non-contract basis. I didn't want to offer him a big contract. He's on £475 per appearance. But to have a player of that calibre at the club is ridiculous. And it's like when we had Julian Joachim right at the start, except Kyle Bartley's still only 33 rather than 48 or whatever Julian Joachim was. And will be a very solid player for us for a long time. If it looks like anyone might try and take him from us and he's playing well, we can always give him a proper deal then. But for now, the fact he's on a non-contract means we are nicely within our wage budgets again, which is splendid. So this is the team that we're taking. We're not taking them anywhere. It's at our place. This is the team that's going to be playing against Luton in the FA Cup second round. We've got Griffin in goal, a back four of Agintus, O'Connor, Bartley and Morton, Mariah Welsh and Brown in midfield, Gibson, Clements and Sarti behind Plange up front. Let's get into the game and let's hopefully, at the very least, draw, because Luton are one of these teams in League One who do get pretty decent sized attendances, certainly way in excess of any kind of attendance we'd ever get anywhere near. So a replay means money, and money is good. We're huge underdogs. That seems to have pleased everybody. Obviously, Luke Plange is looking at this thinking, well, I was a championship player until the end of last season. I didn't play, but, you know, I was a championship player. This lot are beneath me. Let's go score some goals. But everyone... Kyle Bartley probably thinking something very similar. The rest of them, though, are getting the opportunity to play against higher level opposition than they will have done at any point in the rest of their career so far. And as such, I'm hoping for some big performances because, of course, if we do manage to pull off a win in this round, the door opens up for potential Premier League opposition in the next round as we make it through to the third round and all the money that awaits us there. This is the kind of thing that could set us up for a number of years again. The same as our run to the second round against Lincoln 3-4 years ago, set us up for a good 2 or 3 seasons and allowed us to bring in the likes of Smith, who was so very useful for us. Sarti, what a chance for Sarti, and their goalkeeper did very, very well. We're not going to get a better chance than that today, I don't think. O'Connor taking a free kick, trying to prove me wrong. Clements scored, but it's offside. And how do you get yourself offside from a set piece? For goodness sake. Let's have a little look. I mean, I would say he's not. I'd be questioning that one. Give me the VAR. Don't they have VAR in the FA Cup? Are you telling me FA Cup final at Wembley doesn't have VAR? It should be in every round of the competition. Bartley's picked up a yellow card. We're not going to worry too much about that. cue him getting sent off. Because obviously he's got all that experience and he's not going to do anything as stupid as get himself sent off. He's here to be an experienced old head at the back for us. And Luton have the first goal of the game just before half-time, 38 minutes on the clock. Brandon Cooper scoring his first goal of the season for Luton from a set-piece. I'm disappointed to see us concede from a set-piece, especially because the guy who scored it was effectively unmarked and it's just kind of flicked it over the top of the goalkeeper. And it was poor defending. Clements trying to get the ball into the back of the net for realsies this time. Plays it back to O'Connor, who finds Bartley, who looks up and decides to just give the ball to the opposition. There's your experienced old head. But Griffin saves him. Griffin, 12 years his junior, I think, has saved Bartley's backs. Bartley's, what is he doing today? We might have to bring Wyatt on, who's never really let us down and probably feels a little bit hard done by the arrival of Bartley in the first place. Bartley, of course, could also play at right back. So if I decide I want to force Wyatt back into the team, there's always the option of Bartley going out to right back. Although, as a 33-year-old, I don't know if I want an old man playing as a wing back for me. Right. I would say unlucky. Things haven't gone our way so far. If that offside goal that had been allowed, the game would look very different at this point. We've played well. We've had a lot of possession. We've created chances. We're unlucky to be behind in the game at the moment, so I think we have done very well, and hopefully we can keep at it. Oh, that time I think was that Bartley with the inch perfect tackle. There was certainly an excellent slide tackle in there somewhere, and it was Bartley who was charging towards it. So I am now vindicated in my decision to both sign him and play him and pay him the amount of money that we are. To be fair, he's earning less money than Riley was, who wasn't playing at all. So either way, it's a good move. We're going to take off Brown, who's picked up a knock, bring on Jones, and Gibson is going to come off for Smith to come on that left-hand side, where he has been trying to prove a point recently. We're going to ask for some creativity. I don't want to tell him to do me 10 minutes of passion because it's the FA Cup. The passion should be there anyway. But I just want to make them feel like they could go and grab the goal for me. We're going to get Randall on in the spirit of the same thing. Get Plange out onto the right-hand side, Randall up front. We now have our three top scorers all on the pitch together. Now we're going to ask for some passion. We're going to go attacking, and we're hopefully going to grab an equaliser, which would be the perfect outcome. If we could finish 1-1 in this game, that gets us back to their place, and then we can steal all the money while we're there, which I think is how it works. You just basically go there and rob them. I think that's why you get big money for away games against big clubs in the FA Cup. Jones has given the ball away in midfield there, though, and then not won it back, even though he was given the opportunity to words, Kev. We've got maximum attendance, I've just noticed, 3,000 fans. Only 300 of them are away fans. We've got 2,700 Bourne fans from somewhere in the ground today. That has never happened before. That's amazing. Agintus plays it into Mariah Welsh. A last second goal would be delicious. As it is, there's no shame to be had from losing 1-0 against a team who are fighting for promotion to the Championship. We've done very, very well today. It's just a shame that goal was disallowed when I don't think it should have been, because, like I said at half-time, things would look very different if that goal had been given. But it seems it was not to be. Get the ball forward, lads. Come on, for goodness sake. The clock's still ticking, and now it's not. And our FA Cup dream is over for another year. But like it said on the team talk, cannot fault them for effort at all. I think we had £29,000 in the bank before that game. We're not going to have a huge pile more because it was obviously an attendance of only 3,000, of which we had to split the gate with Luton, which always seems a little bit harsh when you're the small team. But we did get £7,500 there, so we've made like 35 grand from that, which I can absolutely live with that. An extra 35 grand in the coffers. The projection is still horrible. Let's go and play. Is it South Shields we're playing next? South Shields. Couple of changes for the South Shields game then, as we look to just shuffle things around a little bit to try and get ourselves back to winning ways. It's been, although we played well, we've only won one game from our last 4, 2 games from our last 6. In all competitions. We just need to try something a little bit different. So Jones coming back in as the attacking midfielder in that little gap behind Plange. Lazenby coming in at left back as well. They're two positions where it's kind of a coin flip about who's the best player in those positions anyway. So it's one of those things where when I need to change something, I'll do the coin flip players. We're also going to just adjust the bench slightly and bring Clements up onto the bench. I think it's a little bit harsh for him to fall off the bench entirely, although Agintas is doing exactly that. Do we need Brown and Smith? This is what happens when the AI picks the bench for me. It's just nonsense half the time. I'm going to put Lund on the bench instead of Brown because we know how good Lund was in that one game that he played, and he's not really been involved since. 2 starts all season. He's scored 2 goals, so he's the one who suffered most from Sarti being at the club because they play in the same position. And it's very difficult for him to get past him and into this team. But as we saw in the last game, playing Plange out there, maybe playing Lund, it would have been a little bit different. I do expect nothing but a win from this game. We played so well against Luton. South Shields, what has just happened? Well, at least I'm glad I put a midfielder on the bench. We got to change that up for a long time, didn't we? I mean, that midfield 3 has played together loads this season. What was that? A minute on the clock? Brown with a groin injury in the first minute. Goodness me, did someone kick him in the nuts from kickoff or something? How do you injure your groin a minute into the game? That, Zach, smacks of not warming up correctly. You need to be doing your lunges and your stretching. I'm not good at warming up. I can't do lunges. Plange. Learn to talk, Kev. It's literally your job. 8th goal of the season for Luke Plange, who... I don't remember him being this good in the air when he was here before. I assume he probably was and I've just forgotten. But so many of the goals that he scored for us have been headers. And in my head, he was a typical Kev striker where he kicked the ball over the top and he chases after it. But in actual fact, Plange is almost a target man, which I'm obviously never going to play him as a target man because we all know how I feel about target men. Target men, they're the new wingers. Wingers, I like now. Target men, never going to happen. But Plange almost is one, but I guess he's a little bit more mobile than what my view of a target man is. So almost a complete forward at this level, which is, I guess, why he's so good. But he puts us 1-0 up. South Shields with the opportunity to get an equaliser there, shooting just wide, and we jump forward to another highlight. Mariah Welch finds Bartley, and Bartley has his first goal for the club. Dominant header from the set piece. We are very good in the air and we're very good from set pieces. We've got a lot of very good aerial threats, and that's an excellent header from Bartley. Just heading it in almost at the feet of the goalkeeper. Pretty unstoppable. So excellent stuff there. What I was trying to look at before is where South Shields are in the league. You can see they're down in 13th place. Poor old Newark's flow serve. They're having a terrible time. Rock bottom of the league after doing so well last year. I think our little rivalry with Newark's flow serve that we've had for 4 or 5 years now, since we both had those FA Cup runs together, I think that rivalry has come to an end, or will be coming to an end this year, as we look to step up into the National League, and they're going to drop back down into the regional Premier Leagues, which is very sad. I'm going to miss Ken Charlery. I hope he gets another job around my level again, because I've enjoyed having my childhood hero a part of the series, but it seems like it's not going to be happening for much longer. I wonder if he is even still there. The terrible start. I don't understand why they've gone from being playoff challengers to quite so awful. It was obviously just first season at this level momentum that got them up as high as they did. And now that's gone. They're tumbling back down where they came from, which is sad. Right, Gibson is going to come off. We're going to bring Smith on that. In fact, we're going to make a double change now. I want to get Lund on and give him a good 20, 25 minutes. Just to show me what he's got. We're going to drop a little bit of praise. 2-0 up, 70 minutes. That seems like a good time to drop some praise. Bartley plays it forward, looking for Jones. I thought it was Lund, but it's actually Jones. Across to Mariah Welsh, and here is still not Lund. It's Morton. Where's Lund? Where's he gone? This must be him. That is him. I mean, I guess inside forward, drifting inside much further than we'd see Sarti do, because obviously Sarti plays in that role as a winger. A big goal kick that Bartley's got under control all day long. Less control from the ball forward, and that was poor from O'Connor. He needs to learn the dominant heading from Bartley alongside him, because he's given a goal away there by just letting the ball go over his head. He didn't even jump. If he'd have just jumped in the air, we don't even need heading skill. If he'd have just jumped in the air, the ball hits him, but he's let it go over him. The guy behind him's just nipped in and scored a goal. I withdraw my praise. Smith now, free kick, floats over for Bartley, who hits the post. Bartley's so good in the air, but that time couldn't quite direct it goalwards. But he has been a threat. He's having a game, is Kyle Bartley. Excellent stuff, although he's not going to get man of the match because of this fella who scored the goal for them, which I think is a little unfair. Bartley's clearly been the best player on the pitch today by quite some distance. It doesn't matter anyway because we've picked up the win. Well done. Pats on head all round. And now, with the FA Cup out of the way, we can refocus back in on getting promotion again, because you can see we have generated a little bit of daylight over the course of this episode as well. 3 points clear at the top of the league. Macclesfield, Hereford, Spennymoor, none of them have got games in hand anymore. Halifax still there with a game in hand, but they must have lost another game in the meantime because they're 5 points behind us now. So we will come back for the next episode somewhere around here. I can't commit to exactly where yet, because it depends on how many games I get played before I have to record it. Full disclosure, I'm recording this Friday lunchtime. I need to get the next one recorded today as well, or it ain't coming out because I'm out tomorrow. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.